My life had completely fallen apart. I was just lost in this storm of confusion, grief, and overwhelming pressure. Every single day felt like I was trying to hold together the pieces of a life that didn't even feel like it was mine anymore. I was desperately trying to fix everything all at once, and I was failing badly. But then, right in the middle of all that chaos, I just stopped. And I discovered a simple mindset shift that changed everything. In this video, I want to share the raw, honest story of how I rebuilt my life, one small step at a time. The problem. For me, it all started with a job loss that came out of nowhere. But for you, it might be the end of a relationship, a scary health diagnosis, or just that slow, creeping feeling that the life you've built doesn't fit who you are anymore. For a little while, I thought I could handle it. I told myself, I'm strong, I'll bounce back. I jumped right into updating my resume, networking like crazy, and putting on this show of perfect control. I was treating my life collapsing like it was just another problem to be solved, another box to be checked. But then the dominoes started to fall. The financial pressure started building, which put a huge strain on my relationships. The constant uncertainty ate away at my confidence. Friends would ask, "How are you doing?" And I'd just say, "I'm fine, just figuring things out," when the reality was, I felt like I was drowning. The life I knew was over, and there was no going back. I was trying to build a new version of myself, but it felt impossible to do overnight. I'd wake up every morning with this heavy, tangled knot of anxiety and shame in my chest. I wasn't just dealing with one problem anymore, I was dealing with the entire wreckage of what had collapsed around it. Agitation. The worst part wasn't even the chaos itself, it was the confusion that came with it. It's a paralyzing feeling, isn't it? You have 1,000 things you should be doing, 100 problems that all feel urgent, but you're so overwhelmed you can't even figure out where to start. My mind was just a relentless storm of what-ifs and should-haves. What if I can't find another job? I should have saved more money. What if everyone thinks I'm a failure? These weren't just thoughts, they felt like facts. I was trapped in this cycle of frantic, pointless activity, followed by a complete shutdown. I'd spend hours applying for jobs I didn't even want, just to feel like I was being productive. Then I'd crash, unable to do anything but scroll endlessly on my phone, just numbing myself to the noise in my head. I was trying to fix everything at once because my brain was desperate for something familiar, not this terrifying uncertainty. But all that scrambling for control just led to more stress, more anxiety, and more burnout. And I felt so alone in it, even when I was surrounded by people who cared. They'd offer advice like, "Just stay positive," or "Take it one day at a time." But it felt like they were speaking a different language. They couldn't see how deep the fog was. And how could they? On the outside, I looked like I was holding it together. On the inside, I was completely falling apart. The pressure to pretend I was okay was almost as exhausting as the problems themselves. I was getting lost, questioning every decision I made and feeling powerless, like a passenger in my own imploding life. The turning point. I finally hit a point where the exhaustion was bigger than the fear. I remember this one afternoon so clearly, just sitting on my floor surrounded by bills, to-do lists, and rejection emails. I had a list of 50 things I felt like I had to do right then, and the weight of it all was just crushing me. I couldn't breathe. And in that moment of complete and total surrender, one thought came through, clear as day. Stop. Just stop. Stop trying to fix everything. Stop trying to have all the answers. Stop trying to be the person who has it all together. For the first time in months, I gave myself permission to just stop. I didn't try to solve a single problem. I didn't make a new plan. I just sat there and let the chaos be. I acknowledged that my life had fallen apart and that I had absolutely no idea what to do next. And in that pause, in that moment of accepting reality, something shifted. It wasn't about giving up, it was about letting go of the fight. The crazy thing is, when you stop demanding certainty from life, a little bit of clarity can finally sneak in. I realized I couldn't control the storm, but maybe, just maybe, I could learn how to stand in the middle of it. I couldn't see 10 steps ahead, but I thought maybe I could just see the very next one. The solution that moment was the real beginning of rebuilding. It wasn't some big cinematic revelation. It was a quiet internal shift. I realized clarity doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from taking one small, intentional step and then another. It's a process built on 4 simple actions. First, stop and slow down. When you're in chaos, your gut instinct is to rush, to react, to do more. But clarity begins with doing less. It starts with creating a pause. For me, this literally meant stopping whatever I was doing when I felt that wave of overwhelm rising. I'd put my phone down, close my laptop, and just be still. This isn't avoiding your problems, it's preparing to face them. Think of it like a jar of muddy water. If you keep shaking it, it's always going to be cloudy. But if you let it rest, the dirt eventually settles and the water becomes clear again. That pause, even for just a minute, breaks the panic cycle and creates the space you need for the next step. Second, center yourself with your breath. In that little bit of space you just created, the most powerful tool you have is your own breath. I know, it sounds way too simple, but deep breathing grounds you in the present moment when your mind is stuck in the past or spinning about the future. It literally calms your nervous system and quiets all that mental noise. I started doing box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Doing this for just 1 or 2 minutes would pull me out of that chaotic swirl of thoughts and anchor me back in my body. It was my way of telling myself, I'm right here, right now, and in this moment, I'm okay. It helps you shift from reacting unconsciously to responding consciously. Third, ask one gentle question. Once my mind was a little quieter, I stopped asking those huge, overwhelming questions like, what am I going to do with my entire life? Instead, I started asking smaller, kinder questions. I'd ask myself, what is one thing I can actually control right now? Or, what is the very next right thing for me to do, just for the next hour? Sometimes the answer was as simple as, make a cup of tea, or go take a shower, or reply to that one email. This helps you separate the signal from the noise. Chaos makes everything feel urgent, but most of it is just noise. This simple question helps you find the quiet signal, that one small thing that actually matters right now. And that leads to the fourth and most important step. Take one small step. The secret to rebuilding your life isn't some heroic leap. It's just taking one small, consistent step forward. After I'd calmed myself down and asked my gentle question, I would commit to doing just that one thing. Not the 50 things on my list, just one. Making my bed. Going for a 10-minute walk. Paying one bill. Each tiny action was like laying a single brick. On its own, it didn't look like much. But over time, those bricks started to form a foundation. This approach builds real momentum and confidence. It turns an overwhelming mountain into a series of small, manageable hills. Celebrating those small wins, no matter how tiny they seemed, retrained my brain to focus on progress, not on perfection. Transformation slowly, almost so I didn't notice it at first, things started to change. Laying one brick at a time didn't magically fix all my problems overnight. but it gave me back a sense of control. I was no longer a victim of the chaos. I was an active participant in my own rebuilding. The storm was still out there, but I had finally found my footing inside of it. That daily practice of stopping, breathing, asking and acting started to rewire my brain. The crippling anxiety slowly gave way to a quiet confidence. The confusion was replaced by a sense of direction, even if I could only see a few feet in front of me. I started making better decisions, not out of panic, but from a place of real clarity. I eventually found a new job, one that was actually a much better fit for me than my old one. I mended the relationships that had been strained. But most importantly, I rebuilt my relationship with myself. I learned how to be patient with myself, how to be kind to myself. I started to trust my own ability to get through a storm. Today, my life isn't perfect. Chaos is just a part of being human. But I don't fear it anymore. I understand now that clarity isn't the absence of chaos. It's the ability to create calm and meaning within it. This whole journey taught me that hitting rock bottom isn't just an ending. It's a chance to clear away everything that isn't working and to build a life that is truly and authentically your own. If you're in that storm right now, I really want you to hear this. You are not alone, and you are not broken. That feeling of being overwhelmed isn't a sign that you need to speed up. It's a sign that you need to slow down. Your life feeling like it's falling apart is not a sign that you failed. It's an invitation to rebuild something better. The path to clarity isn't about finding some magic fix. It's about giving yourself the grace to stop, the space to breathe, and the courage to take just one small step. Then another. And another. That is how you find your way through. That is how you rebuild. And now I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share one small step you can take today to find a moment of clarity. Sharing your story doesn't just help you, it builds a community for everyone else who is navigating their own storm. Let's rebuild together. Thanks for watching.